If you're watching this part of the video, you are tuned into the replay. And if you're tuned into the replay, type in what you want to type in. You can just say replay in the comments. You can say, coronavirus. You can say you can say whatever you want to say. We come to give value. Despite the title, we come to give you some value. We just want to talk about the coronavirus and some lessons that should and could go along with it. Let us know where you're tuned in from. Thumbs and hearts across the screen. I promise you we won't keep you too long. We just want to make sure that we do our part by giving some value, some different perspectives, and just some insight of things that we thought about that could be beneficial to people in general. Whether you're worried about the coronavirus, whether you know somebody who's worried about the coronavirus, positive energy to everybody who might be affected, if affected. And definitely, in the meantime, keep your immune system boosted. Eat your vegetables, your onions, all that good stuff, your green smoothies, all of that. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about some of the lessons that can come from the coronavirus due to some of the industries that have been affected. Like I stated, we want to connect the dots to this topic and the information that we possess, which is financial literacy, and how it can best fit you or those you know. Share this with somebody who you feel may benefit.
All right, you guys, everybody's afraid. Everybody's talking about the corona, and we are not talking about the beer, okay? Everybody's talking about the corona, but you can learn from everything, you guys. And it's super, super important for you to be a student. Okay, always be a student. Always have your eyes open, your ears open. Always, learn lessons. Learn, as much as you possibly can. Now, what I'm going to do while we gear up for this video, you guys, if you let me know where you are tuning in from, I'll do you a shout out. So let us know where you are tuning in from. Invite a few friends. Share this on your page or in some groups. Because you know that we are going to bring the heat. This is our weekly Whiteboard Wednesday, where every single Wednesday we come to you with some information, whether it's financial, it's mostly financial information to take you and your family to the next level. It's actionable steps that you can start applying. You guys, we want nothing but the absolute best for you. If you've been following us for a while, then you know that we've been teaching financial education now for over 6 years. And we're all about seeing our people come up, okay? We're all about that debt elimination and credit repair and investing and everything to really take your family to the next level, take your finances to the next level, change your lifestyle, improve your lifestyle, right? So that's what we are going to do, but we are just going to mix in our findings from doing a little bit of research on the coronavirus, okay? Because it's a lot of talk, a whole lot of talk going around, but we definitely want to make sure that we're giving you some value. There are some positives that can come from this, okay? So give us just a second, and we will get into it.
Yes.
Let's see. I don't see. Share to our other page.
It's always a multiple perspectives that you can take on everything. So that's what we're about to do, give you perspectives.
Are you on the other page? All right. Cool. So just a second, you guys, and we will, again, get started. If you let us know where you are tuning in from, we'll do a shout out for you. Because we appreciate you being on. You could be anywhere else, but guess where you chose to be? Here with us on a Whiteboard Wednesday, you guys. The Whiteboard Wednesday is just us coming. We're always going to have the whiteboard. We're always going to have a list. So if you're taking notes, you need to just go ahead and get you a Mr. and Mrs. Smith notebook. Maybe we should come out with that next. A Mr. and Mrs. Smith notebook so that every week you can take notes on our video content, or you can go on our YouTube and you can binge watch and you can come up with a financial game plan for yourself and for your family. It's actually not a bad idea the more I talk about it. So just make sure you grab your pen, your paper, grab your water or whatever, and make sure that you tune in so that you can get this information from us, okay? Just another second and we will be getting started.
Yep. Anytime you see this whiteboard, just know value will be delivered. So no
Yes.
matter where you're tuning in from, we greatly appreciate you. But we want you to leave with something tangible that you can implement, or it might be a repeat of something you heard us say, but now it's just applicable to this situation because certain things happen in life that is a reminder or sometimes a slap in the face if you're not prepared or ready or thinking about it, and you really just want to be in action anyway, despite what might come your way. And that's what this video is predominantly about at the end of the day, the beginning of the night. So let's dive in.
All right. So if you don't know who we are
Mr.
and Mrs. Smith, and we are coming to you guys live from North Little Rock, Arkansas. All right. It started out storming, but it looks like it's going to be a nice little day out there. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's talk about the coronavirus, you guys. Regardless of your beliefs, whether you feel like this is just a hoax, whether you feel like it's real, whether you feel like it's fake, whether you feel like it's funny, right? It's a joke. You just want to make sure, as I stated, that your eyes are open, that your ears are open as well, because this thing, if it's not affecting you right now, it can. Okay. And it's, of course, affecting our economy in a lot of different ways. I didn't know what to believe at first, but then seeing the amount of flights being canceled, seeing the amount of people closing their doors and all of the uproar that's going on, I said, okay, let's look into it. So we're going to go through some actions that you should be taking. And I'm not talking about like health-wise. I'm talking about things that you could be doing financially, okay, to make sure you're straight, to make sure that you're focused on your own economy, so that if anything was to actually happen, if we were actually to go into some type of real deal shutdown and some real world emergency, you're prepared financially, okay? So the very first one that I want to touch on is making sure that you have a savings or a contingency fund.
Now, this is what you got to understand. Like we said, we're not talking about it from a health perspective. We just want you to be financially prepped, or at least have it on your mental so you can start moving in that direction, because fear moves the needle. Even if it's not a real thing, people are terrified, and terrified people make decisions, and it's causing people to be without work, or certain things to close, or certain companies to not be shipping or operating how they typically would. Flights being canceled, which also affects jobs. I heard about some ghost planes flying out, basically empty planes because of different cancellations. So a lot of things are affected, and it's a domino effect at many times. And even though you might not be affected from a health standpoint, which spreads a positive energy, hopefully you're not, never will be, then guess what? It might hit you from an economic standpoint because it affected the industry that you're involved in. Right. So that's the importance of having a savings, some type of contingency fund, just in case your job says, you know what, you don't need to come to work this week or next month or whatever the case may be. Or you're going to be working from home and we're going to pay you a little less. Or, somebody, isn't able to go to school because of it. Because we've heard of different schools locally shutting down weeks ago due to how high the flu was before the coronavirus set in. It was school districts in our area closing down because of the flu cases were increasing. So that same thing or similar thing can happen. And guess what? If you don't have anybody to care for your children because the school closed down, then you might want to have something in place that will allow you to not get shaken if you have to spend money or lose money because you're not able to go to work. So just get the contingency fund in place.
Yes, most definitely, you guys. And we talk about these funds all of the time, also known as an emergency fund, okay? So it's whatever you want to refer to it as, but it's a minimum of $3,000. This covers any emergency. If an emergency was to hit, at least you will be financially secure with a lot of things, okay? $3,000 can cover quite a bit, but you just want to make sure you're in position, okay? The second thing that we want to talk about, an action that you could be taking if you're ready, is investing. Now, this is what you got to understand. When the economy takes a hit, so does the stock market, okay? A lot of companies are affected by this. And so a lot of the, we heard about the stock market temporarily shutting down and reopening because the numbers were dropping so low. So many people are affected by this. But here's the thing, even if the stock that you currently have is dropping, One of the tips that we learned from very, very successful mentors about investing: when it drops, when there's an emergency, when there's a crash, when it goes low, buy more. Okay, you want to buy more stock, because guess what? What goes down has to eventually go back up. Okay, that's just the mentality. So you want to make sure, if you're in position, you are investing throughout this thing. Now, we do have a process that we tell people: you have to be in a position to invest. We don't advise anybody to just run out and start buying stock if you don't have an emergency fund, if you don't have, your ducks in a row. So we have steps that we actually put people through before they start investing. But this is something that you may want to look into while this whole corona scare is going on.
And just to kind of paint some perspective of why she said we were instructed on buying more if stocks go down, is no different than when you're consuming or when you're shopping. Lines are wrapped around the building for Black Friday. Yep. Every single year. People are online waiting for their price to drop for Cyber Monday. And, they've been incorporating Black Friday and Brown Thursday and all of that online as well. So it's no different. The prices drop, people get in line because they get a deal. They get a bargain. You want to have the same mentality or thought process with investing. Because if it goes down, you're like, I'm able to buy XYZ at a discount, especially if it's a company that you believe will withstand the test of time. So if it's a company that's been around and, they got a good chance of sticking it out and making it through whatever storm is happening, then when you buy into that stock, you bought it at a discount. And now when it's on the rise, your increase or your rate of return is higher because you bought it for less than the normal price. Just something to keep in mind. Also, even when stocks go down, it's usually some other ones that go up. So yeah, certain flights might be being canceled, so that might affect Boeing or different other things associated with airlines, or certain vacation spots might be affected. However, I hear there's a lot of people buying tissue. I hear there's a lot of people buying Germex. I hear there's a lot of people buying certain things in preparation. Is it possible that those industries could be experiencing a bit of a boom that could help you, especially for the people who do like day trading? Sometimes they might take advantage of the knowledge and realize, okay, people are going to be buying more of this and this. Let me get in and get out. So it's a lot of things you can just learn from trending topics, whether good or bad, and realize it may be a way for you to win financially because of everyone else's fear or the trend or a virus. So that's just the name of the game. Figure out what's going on, how you can play, and make it work out into your favor to make it profitable, whether financially or profitable just from a emotional standpoint, because you're aware and you're on the front end and you're not being controlled by the media as much. So investing is a key piece because you can get stuff on sale, or you may have some other investments that could be growing because it caused a boom in a couple of other areas.
Yes, most definitely. So you guys, if you're vibing with us, if you're rocking with us, give us some thumbs, give us some hearts across the screen, so that we know. All right, I see some coming through right now. So let's keep going, okay? Number 3. Okay, financial actions that you should be taking as it pertains to the coronavirus. And this one you may not expect, but it's digital products. See, it's nothing wrong with going into business with physical products, but this was one of the saddest things that I saw with doing research about the coronavirus, and that is the broken supply chains and the disrupted manufacturing. If you're having your products manufactured over in China, there's a huge delay on that. So you know what that's doing for the overall business itself. Empty stores. So many people are so scared that they're not going to stores outside of the ones who sell hand sanitizer and Lysol, right? So there's a lot of scares going on. And so for some people in business, especially those with physical products, they are being affected tremendously. Okay, it's kind of a waiting game, trying to wait this thing out. I saw some people who owned boutiques talking about like, hey, I keep contacting them. They keep saying that we have to wait because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus in China. So you just want to make sure this is your opportunity to also look into digital products. We have always been big on digital products as one of the best ways for you to make money. Whether you are the distributor of the digital product or you're a consumer of a digital product, there's no physicality there. There's nothing that you're physically touching. You can literally be learning a new skill right now without going to an actual school, without going to a university or a meeting, right? This is all digital. So you want to make sure you're looking into digital products, because this is another way that you could still be making money throughout this crisis.
Yep, because if shipments are stopping, that means that somebody else has to get a product to you.
Right.
So if anything happens, whether it's a crisis, whether it's a virus, whether it's this country got into it with this country and now they're stopping all of the shipments and you're affected by it, then at least you're in position to have an alternative form of earning income due to the fact that you can't get the product that you need. You see, shipping and getting stuff produced overseas has its benefits from a saving standpoint, increasing profit standpoint, because sometimes people in other areas are willing to do it for a lot cheaper, but it also has its cons in the event that something like this is taking place. So if we're getting something mass produced in another country, guess what? When something happens, or if something happens, then that delays all of the people who need that, and it's a trickle effect, because this can't be shipped out, then that delays the transportation that was involved in shipping it, whether it was planes, trains, or trucks. It's all affected, and it's a chain reaction. So digital products at least give you a bit of a slight edge or alternate route that you can take in the event that you need it, but you should be doing it anyway, because with a digital product, it's no limitations, and you're able to sell as many, and all you got to do is create it or have it at least one time, and you can sell it over and over and over again because it's coded. So just something to consider. Like she said, that's all we be on, is having people to get digital products in the form of financial education and many other forms as well.
Yeah, and we're not saying solely digital products, but you should have a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Okay, there should be a mixture of both with whatever your business industry is. So this last one actually goes hand in hand with the digital product, and I said it a couple of times when I was talking about the digital products, and that is the need for additional income. You need multiple streams of income. We say this all the time, so this is nothing new.
And additional income ties into everything that we've already said.
Right.
Sometimes the best way to get a savings or a contingency fund is to earn additional income. Sometimes the best way to invest is to earn additional income. Digital products, if you want to be one who produces them or has the ability to sell them and not just consume them, guess what? You're positioning yourself to have additional income. Additional income allows you to not be solely dependent on an entity. Like we always say, if you give a person the ability to feed you, you also give that same person or entity the ability to starve you. So if a job has to shut down or let go or pause or slow down and your job is affected, you've given them the ability to feed you. Now they also have the same ability to starve you if they have to pull the rug from underneath you, whether temporary or permanently. So just keep that in mind. Always have something in place. Even if you don't feel like it's something you're good at, find something that you believe in and become an affiliate of that product, sell it. But we just strongly encourage it, highly recommend it, and it allows you to tap into your entrepreneurial muscles, see what you can do. Just really stretch your mind and grow, because I promise you, if you're not growing in some area, then your brain is aging, because you have to be constantly learning and growing and stretching yourselves in order to remain youthful. So having an additional stream of income is beneficial from a health standpoint as well as monetarily, and it ties back into the other things that we listed.
Yeah, most definitely. Whenever there's some type of effect on the economy, it's like jobs are always affected. Okay, in some form of fashion. I've seen people asking here recently, what will you do if your job, told you to, hey, we're going to let you stay at home for a couple of weeks. What are you going to do? What is that going to feel like for you financially? You should always be thinking about additional streams of income. And I'm just going to go back to number 3. And digital products are just as important, because there is no shipping costs, no handling of people. It's not going from hand to hand and state to state. It's literally traveling through the web, which social media, you guys, online businesses, online marketing, network marketing, all of these things are at an all-time high right now. Whether you know that or not, you could be making so much money online without leaving the comforts of your home or outside of what you're doing at your job. But you have to be open-minded to these things. You can't be scared about every little thing. That same fear that you have about starting an online business, it's very probably similar to the same fear that you'll have of losing your job if your job was to shut down right now. You don't know what could happen, but it's better for you to invest in something that could move you forward opposed to hold you back or keep you stagnant or just being skeptical of everything just altogether. So, some of you guys know, you've been following us for a while. We're in an industry that offers digital products. Now, we do have physical products as well, but mostly digital products. Why? Because we teach financial education. We teach, bringing in more income, debt elimination, investing. And guess what? You can make money, additional streams of income, weekly income, just by word of mouth. And that word of mouth can be done on social media, okay? So you see us talk about this. We promote this all of the time, but you may want to be open-minded to something that could be bringing you in some additional streams of income because you never know what can happen.
Gotta love it. So recap, as it relates to the coronavirus, industries are affected. And definitely don't want you to be affected by it from a fear standpoint, because I promise you, if you fear it, you attract it. But don't be affected or position yourself to avoid being affected from a financial standpoint in the event it causes a trickle down. So that's really what it's all about, just to enlighten you of how to position yourself from things that might be a trickle down effect, whether it's this or something in the future, because I promise you, history repeats itself. This isn't the first time we've been exposed to something of this stature. They had West Nile that was big, and people were, doing similar things. Anthrax was a big deal, and people were doing similar things. And different other viruses have taken place, and people have responded the exact same way. Certain markets have been affected the exact same way. So since we know that history repeats itself, then we need to make sure we operate the exact same way and getting prepared. So that's what it's all about: saving, investing, digital products, additional income, and that positions you to be in a winning position.
Yes, and don't be afraid to start a business during this time. That's one of the best things that you can do. Whether you feel like a business is for you or not, this is one of the best things you can do, because I want you to keep in mind that most successful businesses started during a time of a crisis, of a depression, of some type of economic shutdown, okay? There is loads of success stories out there from people who decided to start their business during crisis. Like the very first thing on this list, we're talking about you establishing a savings and a contingency/emergency fund. If you currently don't have the money to do that, it may be smart for you to invest in something that can allow you to bring in more money that you can put into savings in case this thing gets out of control over the next few months. So you always want to be prepared. My favorite line that I've heard is you want to be proactive, not reactive. Meaning you want to get in position before something drastic happens. You don't wait until you get sick. You don't wait until you get laid off your job. You don't wait until the economy shuts down before you start looking around and say, oh, what am I going to do? What can I do to make money? No, you do it now. You do it now while we're still in that uncertainty stage. And now you can have some income coming in. So definitely don't be discouraged starting a business. Again, we highly recommend one that offers digital products. Now you don't have to worry about what's going on with China and physical products. So again, we have one that we highly recommend, but it's on you. Your mindset has to be there. You have to be serious, and you have to actually understand investing in yourself. So let's fill in the last blank.
Yep. As it relates to the coronavirus, and you staying in a good state, what we want you to do is eat vegetables. No, I'm just kidding. We want you to eat your vegetables anyway. Make sure your immune is intact, but more importantly, we want you to pay attention. It doesn't cost you a dime to pay attention. Just pay attention to what's going on. See if it's something that can affect you. How can you get in preparation mode? How can you profit from certain things, just pay attention. And it's something we're increasing and getting better at, just to kind of outside looking in, see, oh, this is how this person responded and they're winning. This is something that we can do, just different things. So just pay attention. And this is not just considering the coronavirus. This is everything. A lot of times when things get popular or things start trending, things go viral, pay attention. Just see if it's something that you can learn from whatever is being presented in front of you.
Keep your eyes open, you guys. I thought he switched it up on me with the eat vegetables,
Right.
but you definitely just want to pay attention to everything that's going on and make sure that you're positioning yourself correctly, all right? So that's all we got. That's all we got to say about the corona, all right? The coronavirus. Be safe, be aware, and again, get yourself in position. We are more than happy to help. You got anything else?
That's all I got.
All right, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, signing out.